Have you ever wondered, does aluminum really rust, or is it immune to the elements? From water exposure to everyday wear and tear today, we're diving into the truth about aluminum and rust, and you might be surprised by what we find. Whether you're restoring a classic car, planning a DIY project, or just curious about metal durability, knowing how aluminum reacts over time can save you a lot of money and hassle. Today we'll explore whether aluminum rusts and tackle questions like, does it rust in water? Can anodized or cast aluminum rust? And if you spot rust-like corrosion, can you remove it? First, let's clear up a big misconception. Rust happens to iron-based metals, not aluminum. Aluminum doesn't rust, but it does corrode. The key difference? While rust weakens iron and flakes off, aluminum corrosion forms a thin, protective layer that shields the metal underneath. Pretty cool, right? Alright, so can aluminum rust? The answer is not exactly. Aluminum doesn't rust like iron, but it does corrode. That corrosion forms an oxide layer that keeps the core strong. If you leave aluminum in water, you'll notice it develops a white or dull surface. This isn't rust, it's corrosion at work. Water speeds up the formation of the aluminum oxide layer, but it doesn't break down the metal itself. Vapor blasting gives aluminum a smooth, shiny finish, but it doesn't make it invincible. Over time, exposure to water and air will still lead to a thin oxide layer, though it may look different from typical corrosion. Cast aluminum behaves similarly. It won't rust like iron, but will develop a corrosion layer that looks different. This oxide layer protects the aluminum but doesn't cause flaking like rust. So, is aluminum rust-proof? Almost, but not entirely. Its natural oxide layer makes it corrosion resistant, but heavy exposure to water or harsh environments can still affect it. Now, if you're dealing with corrosion on aluminum, here are a few ways to bring back that shine. Grab a soft brush, a bit of vinegar or lemon juice, and scrub lightly. These mild acids help remove the top layer of corrosion without damaging the metal underneath. And if you're wondering, yes, anodized aluminum is even more protected thanks to an added corrosion-resistant layer. To keep aluminum looking new, consider applying a protective wax or coating, especially if it's regularly exposed to moisture. This simple step can make a huge difference over time. So, while aluminum doesn't technically rust like iron, it still needs some care to stay in top shape. Keep these tips in mind, and you'll enjoy sleek, shiny aluminum for years. Got more questions about metals, DIY projects, or restoration tips? Drop them in the comments and hit that subscribe button for more handy insights.